I've realized recently that I don't react the same way anymore. Not because things don't affect me, but because I've learned not to respond to everything I feel. And what did this used to look like? For me, reacting felt normal, right? If something upset me, I responded. If something fell off, I addressed it immediately. Maybe not with the person, but with myself. If someone's energy changed, I adjusted. And at that time, it felt like honesty. It felt like I was being true to myself, you know. But what I didn't realize was that I didn't quickly realize this was that I wasn't grounded. I was responding to everything as it came, which means my state was always shifting, and my state was determined by factors around me, by my feelings. I wasn't stable, I was responsive. And when you live like that, you feel everything. You feel everything. Every shift in energy, every small change, every moment that doesn't sit right. And it's exhausting. Very exhausting. It's quite exhausting. I think what changed for me was realizing something simple. It usually starts from realization, right? Feeling something doesn't mean I needed to act on it. Because sometimes even acting on it doesn't give you what you want because you act in not the best way. Sometimes you don't even have the best reaction. So I realized there was a difference between awareness and reaction. And I was quite aware, very aware. But I felt like, oh, because I was aware of something that was happening, I was aware of a feeling I needed to react. No. So I started giving myself space. That was what changed. I gave myself space before I responded, space before speaking, space before deciding what something meant. I gave myself time. I don't respond immediately anymore. I process first. And sometimes you'll be like, oh no, you need to respond immediately. No, I give myself time. I can always come back to it. I give myself space. And sometimes that space where I give myself to come back to it, half the time I didn't need to come back to it. Half the time I didn't even need to react. Half the time I decided that it wasn't worth my energy, and that was it. And how did this change for me in my feelings? It's not even about other people. It's also within myself, like how I felt. On some days you feel like, oh, I'm feeling stuck and you want to react. Oh, I'm feeling overwhelmed and you want to react to that feeling. You want to fix it immediately. No, I feel this way. Okay. I give myself space. I give myself time to come back to it. And like I said, at the time, it resolves on its own. Recently, I've been seeing it, a lot recently. Been putting myself out there. Like recording, posting on social media, being visible with my work. Because even when I felt uncomfortable, even when I feel uncomfortable, I don't react to it anymore. I don't shut down. I don't react to that feeling. That's what I'm saying. Like reacting to your feelings can come up in different ways. I just move. If something feels off, I don't rush to address it anymore. I sit with it. I let it settle. I understand what I'm actually feeling. I make sure I understand what I'm actually feeling before I say anything. Because not everything you feel is the final, is final. Like that's not the final thing. That's not the outcome. That's no. And you know what I noticed after I give myself space, when I started giving myself space? I became calmer. I've become calmer, very calm. I'm not feeling like a hamster on a wheel, like with my emotions. Not quieter, not less expressive, but calm. Calmer. I'm not as affected by these little things anymore. The little things stop, having such a huge effect on me. I stopped reacting to things that don't actually matter. That's the effect of giving myself space, giving my feelings space. That's the effect of not reacting immediately to everything I feel. The deeper effect is that I trust my responses now. I trust that my responses are not just emotional outbursts. Like it's not just, something that just came up. I'm not just reacting. No, I know I'd start with this feeling. I thought about it. I understand it. I processed it. So I trust my response was coming from a place of proper processing. Because they're not coming from impulse. I wasn't impulsively responding. They're coming from clarity. Calm became my default. Sometimes you're like, oh, I need to respond immediately. No. Calm is my default. It became my default, not reaction. I stopped reacting. I became calm. Like I said, I can always come back to it. So I reset myself and I became calmer. Now I think that's where the real power is. Not in reacting quickly, but in choosing when you respond, in choosing how you respond. You're no longer second guessing, your responses. You're not feeling like, did I react appropriately? Did I mess up? Did I answer well? Could I have done it better? Could I have reacted better? It's because you're reacting impulsively. So yeah, the real power came from taking time and responding with clarity. It's not suppression. I don't suppress any feelings. Nothing is suppressed inside somewhere. But I have better control over my feelings. I have better control over my emotions. I trust my responses because I know that I have processed this. It's knowing that you feel something and you're deciding consciously, this is what I am going to do with this feeling. This is what I'm going to do with it. I still feel everything. I do. I feel everything. I just don't respond to everything. And that made the biggest difference. If this resonates with you, I want you to stay here with me. I'll be sharing more conversations like this. See you next week. Toodles.